Hello and welcome to Boach TV. Today on Boach TV, we are looking at quadratic equations. Now, someone sent me some 7 questions, application of quadratic equation questions that I want to take this time out and explain the quadratic equation, what it means to get a question under that, how to deduce your equation and solve it. Now, the first question we have is the sum of two numbers is 15. And their product is 54. Find the numbers. Now, before we start, I'll ask you to subscribe to the channel if you've not yet, and also click on the notification icon. Share for someone else to also learn, because it's important you also help someone. So let's get straight to this question. Now, when we add two numbers, we are getting 15. We don't know the numbers. So what we are going to do is we are going to let the first number be equal to x, and we will let the second number also be equal to y. We are assuming letters for the first and second number because they said two numbers, so definitely a number will be a first term and a number will be a second term. So let's assume the numbers are x and y. Okay, then we will go ahead to say that. Then if so, let's work with this, the first one. The sum of two numbers equals to 15, which if it is so, then x plus y equal to 15 will satisfy the first statement, and also their product is 54. Product means multiplication, so xy means x times y is also giving us what? 54. So this becomes our equation 1, and this one becomes what? Our equation 2. Now from there, we have to make a variable the subject in one of the equations and put it in the other. But it will be, when we are finding it in the second one, it will be 54 over that number, and it will be a fraction, and to be complicated. So why don't we find it in the first one? So in the first equation, we have x plus y being equal to 15. That's our equation 1. So let's make y the subject over here. So making y the subject in equation 1, we are going to get y being equal to 15 minus x. Okay, now we put this one in equation 2. And equation 2 is xy being equal to what? 54. So anywhere I see y in this equation 2, I'm going to put 15 minus x over there. So I'm going to get x bracket, then y. So I'll put 15 minus x over there. Then I'll equate it to what? 54. Now what do we do when we see a bracket? We clear the bracket, so we multiply through. So 15 times x gives me 15x, and x times minus x will give me minus x squared, being equal to 54. Now if we look at this, it is not well arranged, but it's a quadratic equation. Now let's take it, let's arrange it and see. When we are arranging it, we are bringing the x squared first. So I'm going to get minus x squared plus 15x being equal to 54. Okay, now from there we can see clearly that the coefficient of the x square is minus 1, right? Because the 1 is invisible. But that one will make our work kind of complex. So why don't we divide through by negative, so that the negative will go away? So I divide it by -1, -1, and -1. So negative and negative will go away. Then I'm going to get x squared. Now because I'm dividing minus plus 15x with -1, it will change the sign to what? 15 minus x. Then the 54 also will be minus 54. Now we have a quadratic. Yes, it is not yet a quadratic. We have to bring the 54 in and equate it to 0 before it completes a quadratic. So we are going to get x squared minus 15x. When it crosses, we are going to get plus 54 being equal to 0. Now we have a quadratic. Now how do we solve it? We are looking for the factors of the term, the c, this one, the 54. We are looking for factors of 54. Okay, when we multiply, we get 54, but when we add, we should get the coefficient of the b, that's the 15. Okay, and let's look at 9 and 6. Now 9 times 6 is 54, but when we add, we are getting 15, not minus 15. So it means that we have to do something to the 9 and 6. What do? Let's make one negative and let's see. So we make this one negative. When we multiply, we are not getting 54. We are getting minus 54. So let's do both negative. So when we do both negative, we can see clearly that when we multiply minus 9 and minus 6, we are getting plus 54. And when we add, we are getting minus 15. So that one will best fit where the 15 is. So we will add x here and add x here as well. So replacing it with the 15s, we are going to get x squared minus 9x minus 6x plus 54 equal to 0. Now we'll group this first bracket and group this, and we group the second bracket. Now we factorize. We are bringing something out from the 2. The x is 2, so it's x squared, but we have 9x, so we can bring x out over here. Then we'll be left with x minus 9. Okay, now the second one, we are bringing 6 out. Okay, we are bringing 6 out, so we bring 6 out. Now what sign will be there? Okay, now one thing is that the sign that will come when we multiply, we have to get 54. So we are bringing minus 6 out. Then we will let it x minus 9, okay, being equal to 0. But so we can see that the first bracket and the second bracket are the same. So we will repeat one of it. Then we put this also in another bracket. So that is x minus 6, all equal to 0. We have not gotten the number yet. So what do? We equate them each of them to 0 to get the numbers. So we are going to get x minus 9 being equal to 0 and x minus 6 being equal to 0. So we are going to get x equal to 9 and x equal to 6. Now we can see clearly that 9 and 6, we got 9 and 6. Now this one, the 9 and 6 are all coming, and both of them, when we multiply, we get 54. When we add, we get 15. Now, in the case of we getting 1 to be negative, we wouldn't have picked that one. We would have picked only the positive number and go and insert it in question 1 and solve for the other. But with this one, since we got x9 and x6, we pick the 2 as our numbers. I hope it is clear. So that is that for question 1. Now look at how the question 2 also looks like. Now the question 2 says that the sum of a number and its square is 182. We should find the number. There is a number. That number, if you add that number to the square of that same number, the answer is 182. We should find the answers. We don't know the numbers, so we will put x as the number. But they say we should square the x2. We should add it. So plus x squared should give us what? 182. Because a number and its square. So the number becomes the x. And its square, yes, its square. So equal to 182. It's a quadratic again. Okay? So we will solve it quadratically. So we arrange it to get x squared plus x being equal to 182. Now we are looking for factors of 182. When we multiply factors of 182, okay? But before that, let's send the 182 inside and equate it to 0. So we are going to get x squared plus x minus 182 being equal to 0. So we are looking for factors of minus 182. When we multiply, we should get minus 182. But when we add, we should get 1. Because the coefficient of x is 1. So the factors are 14 and also 13. 14 times 13 gives us minus 182. 14 times minus 13 gives us 182. But when we add, we get 1. So with that, this one will replace this x we have here. So we are going to get x squared plus 14x minus 13x minus 182 should be equal to 0. Now we group here and group here as well. So what can we bring out in the first one? We bring x out. Then we are going to get x plus 14 here. Then the second one, we are bringing 13 out. Okay, we are bringing 13 out. So minus 13 out, then we are going to get x plus 14. Always the bracket, after you are factorizing, what you get in the two brackets will be the same. Have it in mind. So now the brackets are the same. So you are going to get x plus 4 and also x minus 13. Okay, here this and this also will be in another bracket. Now from there, we are looking for the numbers. So we will create each of them to 0. Okay, so we are going to get x plus 4 being equal, x plus 14 being equal to 0. And also we are going to get x minus 13 being equal to 0. So the first we are going to get x equals 14. Because when the plus crosses, it's going to get minus 14. Okay, so this minus 14. And the down one, when the minus 13 crosses, we are going to get x being equal to what? 13. So now, because this is minus 14, we can't use this one. This is wrong. Because they said a number and the square of that number. Okay, a number and the square of that number. So minus 14 plus minus 14 square will not give us that. But let's try 13. Now 13 plus 13 square is definitely going to give us what? 182. So that's that is just the answer for this question, that a number and its square is 182. I hope it is clear. Now let's move to the third one. Another interesting one again. Now the third one says that the width of a field is 5 meters less than the length its length. If the area is 204 meters square, the question is 204. If the area is 204 meters square, find the dimension of the field. Now, a field, how does a field look like? A field looks like this. Okay, let's say a football field. It looks like just like this, right? So now I'm saying that, and we know that this side is called the width and this side is called the length. We are saying that the width of the field is 5 meters less than its length. So it means that if the length is x, then the width will be 5 meters less. So to be x minus what? 5. You understand? Because they said the width is less. You understand? So if the length is x, then the width will be what? X minus 5. And the whole area, this side of it, the area here, the whole area here is what? 204 meters square. Now we know our formula to find area. We know that area is called length times width, right? So we will use this formula to get the sizes. So what we are going to do is, we were given the area to be 204. So 204 being equal to, our length is x and our times our width, that's x minus 5. So I can write it as 204 equal to x bracket x minus 5. Okay, then I'll continue to get 204 being equal to x square minus 5x. Okay, x square minus 5x. Now we are getting a quadratic again, so it's a quadratic equation. So let's rearrange it and solve it. So rearranging it, I'm going to get x square minus 5x minus 204 being equal to 0, because the 204 will cross to this side. So I don't want the question to get vanished, so let me try and write it here. So we are going to get x square minus 5x minus 204 equal to 0. So we look for two numbers. When we multiply, we should get minus 204. But when we add, we should get minus 5. And that is minus 17 plus 12. When we multiply minus 17 and 12, we will get 204. But when we add, we'll get minus 5. So that will come and replace this minus 5 to get x square minus 17x plus 12x minus 204 equal to 0. So from there, we will group this one and group this one. So we can bring x out from the first bracket and we're left with x minus 17. And also we'll bring 12 out from the second one and we are going to get x minus 17 equal to 0. So this and this are the same. So I will just write 1 and the second bracket will be x plus 12 being equal to 0. So from there we are going to get x minus 17 equals 0 and x plus 12 equal to 0. So we're going to get x equals 17 and also x equals minus 12. But we are saying that, listen, the length of a rectangle cannot be negative. If it is negative, I've not seen a question that is negative before. So it can never be negative. So this answer we are having here is wrong. So it is 17, that is the answer. So it means that the length, let's go back to the question. So it means that the length here is 17 and the width here is 17 minus 5. That's giving us what? 12. So this is the shape of, this is the sizes of the rectangle or the field that they are talking about. I hope it's clear. Okay, then now the fourth one. Now we are saying that find two consecutive odd numbers whose product is what? 3, 2, 3. Now listen, what does this mean? Two consecutive. Two consecutive means that numbers that follow each other. Now we know that in number counting we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are following each other. So they are following each other consecutively. 4 and 5, they are following each other. 3 and 4, they are following each other. So it's consecutive, right? One count before the other. So it means that the odd numbers that we are looking for, one follow the other. I hope it's clear. One follow the other. But those numbers, when we multiply, we have to get what? 3, 2, 3. And we know how odd numbers are. Odd numbers has difference of 2. It goes like this: 1, 3, 5, 7, and what have you. The difference here is 2. The difference here is 2. The difference here is 2. You continue 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 like that. So now they are saying that two numbers, they follow each other. When we add, when we multiply, we are getting 3, 2, 3. How do we get those numbers? So now we are using product, so multiplication. So let x be the first number. Okay. So the second number will be this number plus 2, because if x is the number, right, the one that will follow the x is what? The x plus 2, like what we have here. Now these are odd numbers. The first number is 1. The second number is 3. 2 added to the 1 to get 3. The next number after 3 is 5. 2 added to the 3 to get 5. You get it? So if two consecutive odd numbers, and if the first one is x, then the second one automatically will be this x again plus 2. Okay? And that will give us what? 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Now, what do we do? This statement here, it can be written as x bracket x plus 2 being equal to 3, 2, 3. Then we just multiply through. We get x squared plus 2x being equal to 3, 2, 3. What do? We send the 3, 2, 3 inside and equate it to 0. So we're going to get x squared plus 2x minus 3, 2, 3 being equal to 0. Now, we are looking for factors of minus 3, 2, 3. When we multiply, we have to get minus 3, 2, 3. But when we add, we should have to get what? Plus 2. And those factors are minus 17 and 19. When we multiply minus 17 and 19, we are getting minus 3, 2, 3. And when we add, we are getting 2. So minus 17x and 19x, we will replace these 2 over here. So we are going to get x squared minus 17x plus 19x minus 323 equal to 0. Then we group the first bracket and that of the second one. We bring x out in the first one, we're left with x minus 17. And the second one, we bring plus 19 out and we get x minus 17 equal to 0. So we are going to get this and this are the same, so x plus 19 in one bracket and also x minus 17 in another bracket. So from there, we are finding the numbers. So we are going to get x plus 19 equal to 0 and x minus 17 equal to 0. So when 9 plus 19 cross, we are going to get x equals minus 19 and also x equals 17. Now the answer, the two consecutive numbers cannot be minus 17, minus 19. It cannot be minus 19 because they say odd. They did not say negative odd numbers. So we are talking about positive odd numbers. So it cannot be 19. 19 here is wrong. But let's look at 17. So the mathematical statement means that 17 times 19 is 323. That is what this question simply means. 17 times 19 is 323. Because when we are counting odd numbers from 17, the next odd number after 17 is 19. So these are the consecutive numbers that we are talking about for question 4. I hope it's clear. Now let's go to question 5. Now the length of one side of a rectangle is twice the length of the other. Its area is 162. What are the dimensions? Now another simple question. Now from the question we are given that the length of one is equal to the 2 of the other, right? So length will be equal to 2 of width, okay? And we are given area to be what? 162, okay? Now we know that the formula to find the area of a rectangle is length times width. So what we are going to do is we are going to fix in, okay? So we know that the area is 162 being equal to, now the length from the question, they said the length is 2w, 2 of the width. So it's going to be 2w to replace this one times this w again. You understand? I hope you get it. Then we go ahead to say 162 being equal to 2w square. Now what do? We divide here by 2 and divide here also by 2. So 2 and 2 will cancel out. Now 2 goes here 1, it goes here 81 times. So we are going to get w square being equal to 81. What do we do when we see a square? We square root both sides. So we square root here, we square root here. So this square root and this square root cancel. We're going to get w being equal to, now the square root of 81 is 9. So the answer is 9. So it means that the width is 9. Now the length from the question was 2w, right? So if the width is 9, so the length will be what? 2 of what? 9. And that is, length will be what? 18. So meaning the length is 18 and the width is 9. So from the question, the one side that is twice is the length, okay? That is 18 and the other side is 9. Okay, so that is that for question 5. I hope you are following. Now question 6 says that a woman is 4 times older than her daughter. A woman is 4 times older than her daughter. 6 years ago, the product of their ages was 136. Find their present ages. Another interesting one. You see, math is such that we have to understand what the question is saying. If we understand the question, that is all we need. Now, before the 6 years, we were told that a woman is 4 times older than her daughter. So we can say that let's make the woman, we don't know her age. So let's make the woman X. And let's make the daughter Y. Okay. let's make the woman is the daughter y. Now, a woman is 4 times older than her daughter. How can that be? It can be like, for the first, okay, we are going to get the woman's age is equal to 4y, because the woman's age is equal to 4 times the daughter. That is what the first statement, this one. That's what the first statement is saying. Okay, a woman is 4 times older than her daughter. That is where it ends. Now, the second side of the story says that 6 years ago, okay, 6 years ago, the product of their ages was 136. Now, here, if I am 10 years old now, okay, 6 years ago, how old will I be? I'll be 4 years. How did I get the 4? I took the 10 and I subtracted the 6 years ago from it. I hope it's clear. So with this one too, we will take their ages, this and that, and subtract the 6 years from it. So we are going to get, for the second one, we are going to get the woman's age will be x minus 6. That's the 6 years ago. Then multiplying the child's age also being y minus 6. But they said their 6 years ago it was what? When you multiply their ages, you get what? 1, 3, and 6. I hope it is clear. So from there, what do? We will multiply through to simplify the second. So we are on the second one. So we are going to get xy. This multiplied by this is xy. Then this multiplied by that is going to give us minus 6x. Then this multiplied by this will give me minus 6y. Then plus 36 being equal to 136. I hope it is clear. Now from there, we know that the x value for the first one is what? 4y. So anywhere I see x, I'm going to put 4y over there in the second equation here. Okay, anywhere I see x, I'll put 4y there. So I'm going to get, for the first one, I'm going to get 4y multiplying y, because I change the x with a y. Then minus 6 again with what? 4y, bracket close, minus 6y plus 36 equal to 136. Equal to 136. Now let's simplify it. Let's simplify. Now simplifying, we are going to get 4y times y will give me 4y square, right? And minus 6 times minus 4y will give me minus 24y. Then minus 6y plus 36 equal to 136. We can still simplify. We can still break something down. Now minus 24 minus y is going to give us 4y square minus 30y plus 36 being equal to 136. Okay. Now we can send the 36 to where the other number is, so that it will take care of itself over there. So we are going to get 4y square minus 30y being equal to 136 minus 36. So we are going to get 4y square minus 30y being equal to 100. Now from here, we are getting a quadratic. So what do? We send the 100 inside and equate it to 0. So we're going to get 4y square minus 30y minus 100 equal to 0. Now we are looking for factors of minus 100, okay? That when we multiply, we will get minus 100. But when we add, we have to get minus 30. Is it clear? But if we do that, it will make the figures very, very big. But we can see that there is a number that can go through all the numbers. So why don't we divide here by 2, divide here by 2, and divide here by 2 to break it down? So 2 cancel here 1, it goes here 2 times. 2 goes here 1, it goes here 15. And 2 goes here 1, it goes here what? 50. So we are going to get 2y squared minus 15y minus 50 or equal to 0. Now, this is in a simple form. Otherwise, we would have gotten the figures to be big when we are multiplying. Now, we can see clearly that the first one that we did, we said we are looking for factors of 50, right? But this time, it's not factors of 50. We have to multiply, because the y square has a coefficient of 2. We will first multiply the coefficient of 2 by the 50 to get 100. Then we find factors of 100, that multiply to get minus 100, but we add up to get 15. And that is minus 20, and that was 5. Now, minus 20 times 5 will give us minus 100. That's the multiplication of this and this. And minus 20 plus 5 will give me minus 15 here. So x will be here and x will be there. So we are going to get 2y minus 20x plus 5 minus 20y, plus 5y minus 50 being equal to what? 0. Now from there, what do? We group them. We group the first two and that the second two. So we are going to factorize 2y out for the first one. Then we are going to left with y minus 10. Mind you, the second circle too, we have to get what? Y minus 10. So here we will factorize plus 5 out and we'll get y minus 10. Okay, so this and this brackets are the same. So we're going to get y minus 10 in one bracket and also 2y plus 5 in another bracket. Now from there, what do? We will create each of them to 0. So we're going to get y minus 10 equal to 0 and 2y plus 5 equal to 0. For the y1, first one, we are going to get y being equal to 10. And the second one, we are going to get y equal to minus 5 over 2. And the ages of humans is not in fractions. So this one is wrong. So we are going for the y. So the age is y. The age is y. That's the child's age is y. So when we come back to the question over here, let me prove you correct, okay? When we come back to the question, if we are saying that y is 10, it means that for this statement, I will have x being equal to 4 bracket 10. And that is x will give me what? 40. That is the age of the mother. It means that the daughter is 10 and the mother is 40. That's why it says a woman is 4 times older than her daughter. So if the daughter is 10, 10 times 4 is what? 40. That is the age of the mother. I hope it's clear what it means. So let's go to the next question. The question is question 7. It says that the product of two positive odd consecutive numbers is 195. By constructing a quadratic equation and solving it, find the numbers. It's the same as what we did. But this statement here, by constructing a quadratic equation, if you don't take time, it will confuse you. You see, math questions comes as a confusing one, but when we take our time for it, we realize that it is so simple as the one that we already do. Now, they said, in one of the questions, I explained what a consecutive is. And they are saying that these are odd numbers, okay? But the two, when we multiply, we get what? 195, okay? So now, what we are going to do is, we are going to assume with a variable, okay? So what we are going to do is, now, if the first number is x, the second number will be what? Guess, let me hear. Okay, so you said x plus 2, right? Because all numbers has two intervals, right? So x, and so the next one will be what? X plus 2. And when we multiply them, we are getting what? 197. So it's going to be x, that's the first number, multiplying the second number, x plus 2, that is giving us what? 195. Why do I keep saying 7? It's 195. So we'll multiply. So x squared plus 2x should be equal to 195. So we'll bring the 195 in, and we're going to get x squared plus 2x minus 195 being equal to 0. So we look for two numbers. We multiply to get 195. But when we add, we get 2. And these two factors of 197 is 15 and that of minus 13. When we multiply 15 and minus 13, we are getting 195. But when we add 15 and minus 13, we are getting 2. Now from there, we will fix in the 15 and the minus 13 as where the 2 is. So we are going to get x squared plus 15x minus 13x minus 195 being equal to 0. So in fact, we group this one and group the second one. Then we're going to get x bracket x plus 15. And the second one too, we bring 13 out. Then we're going to get x plus another 15 being equal to 0. The first and the second bracket are the same. So we're going to get x plus 15 in the first bracket and also x minus 13 in the second bracket equal to 0. So now what we do is we equate them to 0. So x plus 15 equal to 0 and x minus 13 equal to 0. So we're going to get x being equal to minus 15 in the first one, and the second one is going to give us x equals 13. So it means that the first number for this question to hold is 13, and the second number is 13 plus 2, that is 15. So 15 and 13, when we multiply them, we get 105. That's the positive odd number they are talking about. But we did not use minus 15 here because minus 15, they said positive. So we can't use the minus 15. So we just use the 13 and add 2 to 13 to get 15 for the consecutive numbers. Now, these were the questions sent to me by one of our subscribers, and I think I've done my best with doing the explanation. I would urge you to subscribe. Kindly subscribe. If you've not, click on the notification icon. Also, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about what you are seeing. Leave a comment, okay? Like and share. This is motivating me to do more videos. I beg you, just do these things for me because I'm here to help. So thank you very much once again. It has been a wonderful day and a wonderful mass. Thank you. Have a nice day.